It's time now for County-Wide, a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. You'll hear about the interesting issues and happenings that affect all our lives. Here's today's County-Wide.
Well, good day and welcome to the program. It is County-Wide. We're happy to welcome into studio today Erin Mabery. And Erin is the newly named Interim Executive Director at the Verde Valley Senior Center. Did I get all that correct so far?
Yes, you did.
So far, we're doing okay. All right. Well, let's talk. I mean, first there's going to be sad news, and there always is when a community loses a long-time and faithful servant. And in recent days, I'm sure much of our community has already heard about the passing of longtime director at the Senior Center, Elaine Bremner. And so our condolences to you, your organization, and to the many, many people to whom she is a household name. She's done this for an awfully long time. I live in Elaine's old house. Oh. So she was one of the first people I ever connected with when we moved into this area. And I know that she was a lady who did a lot of good things for a long time for a lot of folks, particularly seniors, as the director at the Senior Center. So I guess the first thing is will the operations continue as they did under Elaine's leadership? Is there going to be any changes or anything new?
Absolutely. We will be continuing all the services as is, with the same high quality that Elaine expected from her employees and volunteers as well.
Terrific.
So same services. Meals on Wheels will still be delivering all those important meals, and our dining room will be continuing to serve folks as well as they come in.
You said Meals on Wheels, and ding, that's kind of the first thing that I think of when I think about the Senior Center, because it's such a big part of what's done there. Now, you've got a physical building.
Oh, it's a beautiful building.
And it is, and it's old, refurbished. Well, everything around here is old and refurbished, I think, because that's why a lot of us live here, is because of the historic nature of our community. But really, the Senior Center in Cottonwood is a big piece of the Verde Valley history. Tell me a little bit about the location.
Yeah, so we're right off of Cherry Street, and right down the street from the rec center. So come by for lunches anytime.
Good,
but the building is gorgeous. It was an old train station. So it's the brick building with the iconic windows on the top and that kind of thing. And it's just a wonderful place to gather and have a nice meal.
I remember when it kind of reopened after some refurbishment some years ago. It was a big deal.
It was a big
at that
deal.
time, and still continues to serve if you've happened by that way. So right centrally located in the community, along with, as you said, the Senior Center Library. Everything's right down there, or the community center rather. So easy to find and to get to and to become a part of. Let's talk a little bit about, because as you mentioned, the Meals on Wheels really is kind of a central tenet of what the Senior Center does. Meals on Wheels is, I think, a national, perhaps even an international program, isn't it? It's a big deal across the country, yeah.
It is. I've been told once you see one Meals on Wheels, you've seen one Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we are proud of the area that we actually serve. So we cover all of the Verde Valley. We serve about 65,000 meals a year.
Wow.
There's
Holy cow.
a lot of meals to be had there. So we're really proud of that.
Now, when we say Meals on Wheels, that kind of describes what it is. This is where meals are prepared hot.
These are homemade, prepared meals, and they're delivered to folks that might not be able to get out of their homes.
Right.
So they might be on long-term care, in-home care, those kind of things. Folks that just sign up. You can actually just sign up and have your meals delivered. So the food is delicious. It's homemade, like I said, and we deliver. Right now, we're delivering 3 times a week. But if we had more volunteers, we'd be able to serve 3 or 5 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, folks that are subscribed to Meals on Wheels, they can get a hot meal on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then also we have a packaged frozen meal that is also homemade.
Oh, okay.
So that they could enjoy those on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Or on the weekends.
I didn't know that. Well, there you go. That's what makes each of these organizations unique, even if they're under an umbrella of kind of a national thing.
Correct.
One of the things I talked many, many years ago on a different kind of forum about Meals on Wheels, and I never thought it got past the getting hot food to folks. And this guest at that time, I'm talking like 35 or so years ago, pointed out to me that as big, if not even a bigger piece of the Meals on Wheels program is the companionship or the idea of making that connection with seniors particularly who might be, I hate that nasty term, shut in, but sometimes that does describe a lot of folks choose to slow down. Perhaps they're widowed or for whatever reason and just don't have a big social circle and become lonely.
We call it isolation.
Isolation.
There is a huge need for somebody to just be that set of eyes that maybe check on them, that give them the opportunity to have that social interaction for just a moment. Many times our volunteers have come and knocked on the door ready to deliver a meal and nobody answers, so they kind of look through the window and that person might be on the floor and not able to get up. So there's times that we feel like our volunteers have saved lives.
Oh, no question.
But also that companionship and having the opportunity to get them the resources that they might need. So many times they're asked questions that they might not have the opportunity to understand, where I can get, some help with X, Y, or Z.
Right.
And our volunteers are able to connect them with those very much needed resources.
It becomes really kind of an unofficial wellness check.
Absolutely.
If need be. I mean, not every situation is like that. Certainly there are couples and, a lot of different people, but that is such a critical element of it. And it had never occurred to me what a big piece of the Meals on Wheels thing that is.
Yeah. Some people have gifted those meals to folks out. So if their kids live out of town,
right,
but maybe they get a meal from their family member,
gotcha,
that they gift them. So that's also an opportunity to stay connected with those family members that might be isolated.
Looking on dad
as
you make that delivery.
Yeah.
Well, now, given that, when we talk about the volunteers, so it kind of adds another layer of what volunteers might be expected to do. You think of it as kind of a delivery. It'll be a 3 or a 5 minute drop off and all of that. And it seems to me that maybe you'll be there for a few minutes.
So many of our volunteers have great connections with who they deliver to because they create those relationships and they become pretty deep. So they care about each other. All of our volunteers are just big-hearted people that are ready to go out in the community and serve, and not just serve food, but serve the community, and have those connections with those folks. And they're not all seniors.
Sure.
Some folks are not senior aged, but might just need some assistance, and maybe it's just temporary. I broke my leg, I can't get a meal, and those kind of things. So, so all of those services are available, and all that anybody needs to do is just go to our website at verdevalleycenter.org. Verde Valley SeniorCenter.org, or call us. So you can call. Our phone number is 928-634.
634.
I'm looking for the phone number. I'm sorry. I'm so new to this.
Just brand new to this.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's do this. We need to take a break anyway, so we'll kind of collect that up. And I want to assure our listeners, we'll repeat all of this information again before we wrap up the program. I know there's going to be folks that want to get onto the website, either as volunteers or perhaps as participants in the future of what the Verde Valley Senior Center can do. We'll pause for just a moment. We'll come back. Erin Mabery is our guest today, the interim executive director at such an important community service in the Cottonwood Verde Valley area. It's countywide. We'll be back right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time for a fresh start. Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, is ready to help you simplify and protect what matters most: your home, your car, your life, and your future. Jonna offers competitive pricing with a relationship-first approach that puts you at the center of every decision. Call Jonna Randall Murdoch today at 928-649-8686, located on Villa Drive in Cottonwood. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
We come back to the program. I'm Brad Miller. Our guest today, Erin Mabery, Interim Executive Director at the Verde Valley Senior Center. And let's kind of, for our listeners, repeat that phone number and perhaps the website if they want to volunteer or find out more. How do they do that?
So I did find the phone number. It's 928-634-5450.
Gotcha.
Is the Verde Valley Senior Center. And you can visit us on our website at verdevalleyseniorscenter.org.
Okay.
All one word. If anybody's interested in volunteering, they can contact Peggy.
Okay.
And she is our Meals on Wheels coordinator.
Okay.
So she kind of takes care of all of our volunteers and ensures that we have folks out there that are hitting the road with those hot meals and are getting out there with those.
Doing those important things. Let's talk a little more about volunteers before we kind of move on. Do I need, I'm listening to the show so far and I think, do I need special training? Do I need healthcare training or
Great
what
question.
do I need to know?
Yeah, so we do ask that everybody is fingerprinted,
Sure.
and they would
Yeah.
they would need to be able to prove that they have insurance and that their vehicle is up to date on their registration.
Yeah.
So other than that, they need to have a big heart. They need to be ready to have conversations with folks that they're serving, and it's a great organization. They run so well. I've only gotten to see it in action a few times because I've only been here a few days.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. It's amazing the process. So our volunteers show up. They get their meals handed to them, and they get divvied out, and then everybody kind of takes off into their different directions, whether they're serving Clarkdale or Camp Verde or Rimrock or all kinds of places in Cottonwood, but even Jerome, we're serving in Jerome. So all those places get hit with a great volunteer that comes out and helps with delivering those meals.
Sure. And you think about it here again, I don't mean to focus on this, but that important piece of that some of these folks, this might be the only contact they have all week with someone.
They really look forward to it.
And
they look forward to it.
It becomes a big, big deal.
It is actually.
Yeah.
So many of them just really appreciate not only the volunteer, but the organization. And, it takes a village, right?
Yeah. Great example.
Yeah, this is just one way that neighbors help each other, and folks in their community, they get to have those eyes on those folks that are not able to get out, maybe,
Right.
or that are just even in a temporary situation.
And let's talk too. There is a dining room, so you can come, and that adds a social element
There's a wonderful dining room with the same meals. So those are served. If you are over 60, you can have a wonderful meal, like better than you can get in a restaurant. I would say for $6. I mean, you can't beat that. That includes drinks, and then non-alcoholic drinks, of course.
Yeah.
And then if
It's a fun place, but there are limits.
There are limits.
Yeah, let's be careful.
And then if you're over 60, it's $11. So you don't have to be a senior to come in and enjoy the camaraderie. Many times we have some opportunities before and after lunch to connect. We have resources that come and do some presentations about things that are happening around the Verde Valley. And then music. We have wonderful volunteers that come in and might play piano while they're having lunch, or we have a jazz band that comes in. And so there's wonderful opportunities, not only to, like you were saying, not just about the food, but those connections, and how important is that, especially in today's times.
Well, it's a good way, for folks to come out. I can see like adult children taking mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or something like that. And that's where you might get some of those folks that come in that are under 60. Yeah. But it can become a date. It can become a regular kind of thing. Yeah. And here again, it goes back to that. I talked to somebody. I hope I'm not talking too much out of school, but there's a retirement community in the area, and they sometimes will throw kind of big, fancy, fun things, big events and activities. And it made me happy that they do that, but it made me sad that some of the reason and the person there in charge said, if we don't do these special events, some of the families never come. And so you have to kind of entice, and would that all of us, as we get into our retirement years, we've got family close by, but that's not always the case. And so that it just plays such a big role, or can, in really elevating the quality of someone's life, in particularly in their senior years.
Oh, absolutely.
You just don't know who's kind of going to get fed into your system somewhere in the dining room, on the Meals on Wheels, being a volunteer, somewhere within that swims, maybe even a life-saving kind of change of course for people.
Oh, yeah.
It's big work.
The connections that can happen, in any kind of dining situation. You go into a restaurant.
Yeah.
And you see folks that or you might meet somebody new or that kind of thing. And so that's the same kind of feel that we have at the senior center. Right. So again, you don't have to be seniors. You could meet somebody there for lunch, right. And not have any affiliation with it. It's open to the public.
The communal taking of food. It's at all the weddings. It's at all the funerals.
Absolutely.
It's at all the celebrations, and it's part of what the Verde Valley Senior Center does. Yeah. We want to come back. We'll take a short break. We'll come back. Erin Mabery is our guest. There's a big event, a town hall event coming up this fall. I want you to talk about that as we wrap up in just a moment on Countywide. We'll be back right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology, factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Spring is here and it's the perfect time for a fresh start. Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, is ready to help you simplify and protect what matters most: your home, your car, your life, and your future. Jonna offers competitive pricing with a relationship-first approach that puts you at the center of every decision. Call Jonna Randall Murdoch today at 928-649-8686, located on Villa Drive in Cottonwood. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to the program. Brad Miller, Erin Mabery, our guest, Interim Executive Director, Verde Valley Senior Center, in the heart of the Cottonwood Verde Valley community. Did I say that right before the break? A town hall event?
A town hall. We'll be planning a town hall where we're going to invite anybody in the community that is interested in what we do and what we are going to be doing. So our strategic plan will be revealed at that point, and we'll talk a little bit about that, and then have opportunity for questions from the community to ask me and the board of directors of where we're going and what our vision is for the future, and how we're going to be, continuing to serve in the capacity that we have been for so long, and then how we'll also be sustainable in that planning.
Okay, terrific. So, that'll be sometime in September.
That'll be in September. We don't have a date yet. We believe that we will invite folks to come and we'll sample food so they can taste the meals that go out, and then we'll talk about some of our immediate needs.
Can I break in there and ask you a little bit about? We talked about volunteers are always needed, but I know nonprofits always have needs for different kind of things to keep the trains running on time.
Yeah, speaking of trains running on time, so our beautiful building that was once a train station, it's a big property. Our senior volunteers sometimes have a hard time keeping up with things like landscaping. We would love to find a landscaper or maybe somebody that can help us with some of our plant, our big machines and that kind of thing. We have lots of kitchen machinery and cooling things and that kind of stuff. Cleaning services, maybe somebody that might feel like that they could help us with that. We have some needs for like computers, just keeping us updated in the 21st century, if you will. And then maybe even some folks that might help with some marketing techniques and those kind of things so that we can really keep on getting the word out of what our capacity is, what our programs are all about, who we're serving, and those kind of things. So there's
the
lots
ship steered the right way.
There's always needs. We are a nonprofit for sure, and we really rely on the support of the resources that surround us. As this, Verde Valley is so rich in resources, we all support each other, and we want to be able to do that with the senior center as well.
Outstanding. Yeah. Sounds terrific. We appreciate it. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
On what you're doing. You got to have a big assignment there at the Verde Valley Senior Center. Erin Mabery is our guest. Oh, one more time. How about that phone number? And let's leave
I'll
everybody
make it right. 928-634-5450. Call us anytime, and you can visit us at verdevalleySeniorCenter.org.
Outstanding. Erin Mabery, Brad Miller. It's countywide. We'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday at this time. If you have a topic or guest idea that you'd like to suggest, email us, news@myradioplace.com.